Alright, welcome to Title 10 and thanks for watching. What's on my mind today? Well, how people can demand changes and law reform, but yet not know what they're asking for. I believe it's on High Impact, part 3 of his of that DC March for Anti-Guns, and darn it if Paul McCartney wasn't there. Alright, so what are his views on it? I don't know him saying this, how I interpret his words. I don't know what we're doing. There's not much we can do, but we're out here and we're doing it. Motherfucker, this ain't a goddamn happening. This is, regardless of your view on it, a fight for the Second Amendment. You know? And you're just treating it as a happening? Are you kidding? It's like, dude, I like your music, but you're making it hard to, want to support you. And, same thing with Ted Nugent. It's like, I like a few of his songs, but, what he says makes it hard for me to, buy his music. So, what's the point of this video? Alright, so, if you watched anything else, especially Misconduct Veteran Affairs, oh, here, let's get in the light. Ooh, I love the light. So warming and enlightening. I'm not a fan of the VA. I've had problems with veteran advocates, mainly VFW and DAV. So I said, all right, I'm going to give it a third chance. I went down to a local VFW and talked to them. Went to the local VFW and talked to them to see what could be done. Well, it turns out those retired or those military hats, baseball caps, has their little insignia on it, various pins and buttons. It's like that is almost like they use it as validation. Because they seemed a little more warming when I was wearing my version of it. And it's like, I am no different with that hat on or off. I am the same person. But regardless. So, oh, allergies. So I talked to them about it and they asked me to sign up. And I looked the paper over and I said, hey, what about this fee? What's going on there? So we can be monthly, annual, or you can do a lifetime. I was like, I don't know. And clearly, you'll hear about it. Well, I'll tell you about it. They think I was like stolen valor. I'm there bullshitting them. And to see if I'm going to fight or flight to get me to sign this paper. And in it is like a sort of background check. They look at your, it gives them, you fill it out and sign it. It gives them permission to look at your 214s. Your discharge papers, for those that may not know. It gives them permission to see that to validate if you are actually a combat veteran or not. And I didn't have a problem with that. He said, oh, it's this much. And I'm like, well, you could do a month or an annual. And I'm like, I only get so much a month. My only source of income is the VA. And they're just like nodding their heads, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I'm sure some of them are as well. It's not the majority of their pay. I'm not thinking I'm unique in that matter. I'm just telling them, like, my only source is VA benefits. And they're like, well, you'll eventually have enough money for, you're a young guy. You'll eventually could do a lifetime. And I'm like, dude, I only get so much. I have to save that for various things, plus for the unforeseen. Per year, there's very little wiggle room. Most of the time, month to month, there's no wiggle room. Which, I'm not complaining that it's like that. It just, that is what it is. Sometimes that gets interpreted as whining. I'm just stating facts. And it's like, yeah, yeah, all right. I didn't want to give him a card number. Didn't want to give him a check number. And I didn't want to pay for it right then and there. Because I don't have that money in my account. So I recently found some cash through several pants pockets. You know, I just I just check for change. Shake the pants. I don't hear a jingle. All right, it's going in the washer. Uh, Luckily, I'm thinking I now have to change that uh, method because there might be a pen in my pocket. Just saw that right now. I guess I got lucky. Um, but anyway, still, I could use that money, and he kept asking me questions about paying for a year, paying for a lifetime, and I tell him I like to eat. You know, go out to the club or eat. I'm choosing eating. Go get in a relationship, spend most of your money on them, regardless of it working out or not, or eat. Have a cell phone or eat. Have electricity or eat. It's not quite that bad, but it's damn near. And plus the unforeseen, vehicle problems, health problems, you know. But I had enough cash magically. I was like, fuck, well, there goes, you know, 2 nights at a restaurant or half a month of food or potentially an entire month of food for 35 freaking dollars. And he just nodded his head, yeah, okay, I can see what you're saying. This or food, but I'm still going to strongly encourage you to pay us. You know? And I was like, I thought we were here for veterans, supporting veterans. And it's like, no wonder. These old guys, yes, they've been through a whole lot worse than I have, most of them, if not all of them. But it's like, where's the fucking support? I'm not asking for, anybody to pay my fees, membership fees. But you're strongly, damn near bullying another veteran to pay money for something he doesn't want and he doesn't have the money for in the first place, and you've through action, body behavior, expressed understanding him telling you he doesn't have really the funds for it. Just $35 to him, that's paying through the nose, and you're still taking it without hesitation. Without, are you sure you want to do this, kid? But all right, fine. Yes, ultimately I did that. And what really pissed me off was They go, oh, I was about to leave. As I should write after paying $35 fucking. And they're like, oh, well, don't you want a beer? I'm like, no. I came here for a reason that is not going to be fulfilled. Bye. And they strongly encourage the beer. And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll have one. And then it turns out I have some options, and I go, and I just knew by the vibe in that room, if I asked for a Heineken, an Irish red, I think it is, you know, they'll beat me with uh, uh, soap-filled socks, Little blanket party because I asked for a foreign beer. You I was like, are you kidding? And so I select a beer, and then the real funny part happens. They think they got away with it. Later, I'm gonna, say, no, you didn't get me. I knew what you were doing. But the reason I refused the beer was one, I had nothing to eat to that day. It's damn near dinner time, and I had nothing to eat. Really, not much to drink. And I told him, hey, look, I really don't drink that much. I don't want to become addicted to it. Because when I was an alcoholic, that that's how it happened. It was, oh, this, one more drink won't hurt. Oh, just a little bit more. Well, I know you don't normally drink during this time, but oh, just have a little one. And then eventually all that stuff became more and more frequent and became habit. You know, it was just a sheer luck moment that I took a look at my life, realized whatever I'm looking for in the bottom of this can, bottom of this bottle, it was, it's not there. You know? So here I am looking for some fucking answer. It's not there. I don't want to go down that road again. I almost died at least twice. At least. You know? And I'm telling them no. Alright? And then, so again, I accepted the bear. And it was then again one of those things of, man, if I don't drink this, regardless of what I think about the taste, I'm gonna get beaten full of soap-filled socks. So I drink it, and I'm like, man, I chug this, I'm gonna be in bad shape. I, you know, I'll drink it casually, but still fast because I want to get the hell out of there. Then you start drilling me with questions, you know, like, oh, purposely, well, what it was they purposely saying false statements, you know, and it was a damn fucking test. Oh, get this little kid intoxicated, then we'll drill him to find if he's real or not, It was like, is this how vets treat other veterans? Not me, man. That's horrible. You know, I can see it in the military. You're teaching a new guy a lesson about drinking, but when everybody's out, no longer in the military, and you're doing that to test them or her, I doubt it'll I don't see it happen to a lady, but I can see it easily as happening. It's like, is this what Veterans for Veterans is? Then I don't want it. And the way everybody was acting, it should be called Veteran of Foreign Wars Club. Get the organization part out of there. There's nothing organized. It is just a way to collect money from other veterans that they don't have to spend. You know? And then on top of that, they pay the damn bill. They, uh, therefore, are, by that little contract, locked into you looking into the background. There's no reason to go for broke if you're some, stealing valor or some shit like that, they're going to find out. They have that paper. And if you go, oh, wait a second, and you try to grab it, they're going to know right then and there. There's no, there's no backing out of that. Either you have to know you're going to get found out at some point, or you're legitimate in what you're saying. And another thing get me is like, it's the hat deal. If a veteran, or even somebody who, well, I guess if you're in the military for so long and you don't get dishonorably discharged, you're considered a veteran by definition. But to me, veteran is like somebody who's seen combat, and so you want to wear a hat with your little service branch insignia on it, and all the things, all your awards, pins, versions of those, uh, your your battalion, your division, all that. Great, have fun. But I don't see how that makes it any more true than what's on the 214. You know, I just don't know how that validates everything. Is that you have a hat, a logo on it with pins. You know, I mean, bottom line, even a Medal of Honor on the hat, that's just a pin. That's that doesn't make the Medal of Honor you received, what it says on your 214, any more true. It, are you kidding? You know, it's but it's almost like it's like uh the 1%, the super rich, and those beyond that, it's you, oh, you don't have a billion plus dollar or trillions of well, I guess they're not trillions, but several $billion in your account, then why am I talking to you? You have no money. Even though you have hundreds of millions of dollars, it's like, well, you know it's not valid unless you're wearing the money on you. What a load of shit. You know? Just, man, that's how they treat, I guess, vets treat other vets. Don't believe them. Take money from them they can't afford, because it's that or eat. They tell you that, but you still take their money. You intoxicate them, and then you run them through a fucking test. And thank God, I mean, thank somebody at least that I didn't drive myself there. They didn't know that. I know they automatically assumed I drove myself there. Again, even though it was one beer, probably a pint worth, and had nothing on my stomach, it my skin was numb. I was so intoxicated. Imagine if I went on the road and wrecked. Worse yet, killed someone. Regardless of who or their age. Bottom line, I could have easily ended up killing someone. And so, so I could easily been a drunk driver at the fault of fellow veterans. It just they don't know that it's like are you kidding? I know I'm rambling and treating myself as just saying it out loud. Just holy shit, man. You know, I think all the best I could have hoped for if I was driving for my by myself was a DWI. Well, I mean, just that. I just get a ticket, citation type of stuff. Well, I guess it would be a ticket uh, for a DWI. Oh, that's going to look lovely on the permanent record. You know, it's just anyway. That's the whole purpose of this video was talk about how vets apparently treat other vets. Oh, I guess it's not over with. There's a bunch of people in the VFW. They're saying, "Oh, well, if you're depressed, you can come talk. You can, and maybe we'll be able to figure out something." Well, this one guy, we talked, and it helped him. Well, great for him. I'm happy. I'm glad. All he needed was talk, not a medication. Or psychiatric treatment, which I guess medication could be. Anyway, you know, a simple fix. It's just them saying, "Well, depression." So I'm not depressed, man. It just at least 3 times I've gone to the VFW and they understand my problem. Some of them have the same problem, but fuck all. Don't do anything. You know, it's why am I going to talk about a problem if it's not going to solve it? I don't want to continually uh, deal with that problem at every moment. I was like, I don't want to think about the problem. Can I solve it? No. Move on. Can it be solved? All right, great. Let's move towards solving it. Talking will make you feel better. Yeah, I fully believe that. I agree with. Well, if I believe it, obviously I agree with it. You know, Talking can make you feel better, but feelings don't fix problems. You know, you're, and it's kind of the beginning of the video. Oh, you feel good about what you're doing. Is it solving anything? Fuck the goddamn feelings. Work to the solution, because you know what's going to feel real good? Solving the problem and no longer having to deal with it. That'll feel great. But what a concept, huh? Uh, Remember, every subscriber is a 10 in my book. Thanks for watching.